If you need to, it's all right. It's all right. I'm the same. Come on.
It's animal cruelty is the main thing. People go vegan. Some go vegan for health reasons. Some go vegan for other reasons. But for me, it was animal cruelty.
Right.
I've always been against animal cruelty, and when I went vegan, it was. Well, I was pleased I did.
Yeah. So, Stephen, for you, how much of a lifestyle is it? Is it just the food that you eat, or is it everything? The clothes you wear, the products that you use, is it everything?
Well, it's everything. Being a vegan, it's not just about diet, it's also about, obviously I won't wear leather, won't wear fur. The products I use, no animal ingredients as well.
And how difficult is that to maintain?
Yeah, you would think it's difficult, but it's not really. This day and age, a lot of products actually have vegan written on. When I went vegan, there was none of this corn or anything like that. Now there's such a wide choice.
Yeah. I mean, people say, I'm sure people ask you all the time, the one thing we discussed yesterday in our meeting and we decided to cover this morning is, so what is it you do eat, what is it you don't eat? Give me a bit of a quick rundown.
Well, you'd be surprised. Before I was a vegan, I would ask exactly the same question. What do vegans eat? Simply plants. And you think, well, that's a bit boring. But now there's such a diversity of products now. For instance, last night I had spaghetti bolognese. Now, you can get mince and chunks, which are vegan, to make bologneses with. Some people think, steak and chips. You can actually get veggie steak. You have veggie sausages, veggie burgers. There's such a wide range of products. Today I just had falafel as well, which is a vegan Middle Eastern dish as well. There's so many things to eat, and really that's the point of the Veg Fest. It's not about just vegans going there and vegetarians going there. It's about anybody who wants to know what vegans eat, what it's like being a vegan, and also there's stalls and there's videos. You're not going to be lectured to or anything like that. You're going to taste some food. You're going to find out what it's like being a vegan, what vegans can actually eat, and it'll answer questions that people have, such as the biggest questions I get asked are, well, what do you actually eat, or where do you get your protein? What about vitamin B12 and things like this? You can answer all those questions. Yeah. Because I wish, nearly 25 years ago, when I went vegan, thankfully, my girlfriend at the time, she was vegetarian, so she was able to tell me what to eat. If I just did it by myself,
it would be difficult. Is there nothing you miss, Stephen?
No, not at all. In the early days, to be honest, I did miss fish.
Right.
But now there isn't, because there's such a wide range of products, and also, to me now personally, I know people won't relate to this, to me personally, if I see a piece of meat in a butcher shop or on a plate, to me it's a part of a dead animal. It's something that I find disgusting.
Right, that's fine, that's your opinion, Stephen. Just one more question, because to be honest with you, I'll be perfectly honest here, I levitate towards vegetarian, vegan dishes, in all honesty, but I wonder what the support's like in the northeast, because, I went to visit some friends in Greenwich last weekend. Every other restaurant is vegetarian or vegan.
Really?
Loads and loads of great food to eat. But when I go out for tea in the northeast, I usually end up with chicken, because it's pretty much the only meat I eat, because there's just not an awful lot of choice. Is that not something you find when you go out for the night?
Not usually. To be honest, when I go out for the night, it's normally curry houses. So, vegetarian curry. Yeah. But
I'm doing it wrong.
Most places now, if you ever heard of the chef, and just say, look, I'm vegan, chefs now are used to people being lactose intolerant or not having any nuts and things like this, and they will cook something up. I mean, there was one where I said, chef, well, what shall I cook? I said, just stir fries and vegetables in a spice sauce and some rice, that'll do. All right, cheers, mate. But these chefs, it's a lot of them enjoy it because it's a challenge to them.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good to hear from you, Stephen. Thanks for taking the time to speak to us this morning. Enjoy the festival at the weekend.
I hope so.
Thank you. Stephen Motson there, vegan, living in our region, is going to this festival at the weekend. First time it's been held in the North East. What are your thoughts? So 1642 225511. Let's speak to Justin Careswell, who's from Viva. Morning, Justin.
Good morning, Lisa.
What does Viva do?
Well, Viva's a vegan organisation, so we campaign to help people go vegan. We just launched a 30-day vegan, which is a kind of a free email service, which we send out emails with recipes, health advice, celebrity news, that type of thing, to kind of help people, make a choice to sort of either go vegan for a little while to see what it's like, see how it agrees with them, or to hopefully go vegan for good. And we campaign on like 4 main areas around vegetarianism and veganism, which is obviously saving animals, because the average Brit eats about 11,047 animals in a lifetime, which is a kind of shocking amount. But obviously, turn that on its head, and then that's how many animals you can start saving, or a percentage of that.
Just a question that Stephen sort of raised there. People always ask him, you can still be healthy, you can still get the same vitamins and things like that. That's possible then as a vegan?
Oh, absolutely, yes. I mean, you're cutting down on a lot of bad things, and you're not cutting out on the good things. So, I mean, vegans, vegetarians. I mean, you were asking earlier what we eat. I mean, the answer is pretty much the same as everyone else. I mean, burgers, bangers, sort of shepherd's pie, all sorts of things, just without the meat and dairy in them. But also, I think vegetarians and vegans tend to actually have a better, they suffer less from cancers and other chronic diseases, because we tend to eat more kind of less processed foods, more fruit and veg as well, which is obviously something the government, even for people who aren't vegetarian and vegan, the government suggests that people should eat less processed food and more fruit and veg. So it's a lot easier when you're vegetarian and vegan, and certainly it's not, I would say to people, it's not about giving up the good things in life, it's about giving up the bad, and it's so much easier. I mean, I went vegetarian 30 years ago, and I was about 15, and I've been vegan for like over 10 years now. And when I went vegetarian way back in the dark ages, it was difficult. But now, I mean, you go to somewhere like some supermarkets, you can get 5 vegan cheeses in one of the major supermarkets in Britain now. So, and I although I'm based in Bristol, I came up to Newcastle with my partner for a long weekend last year, and we were able to eat out very well in Newcastle. And I agree with the chap on earlier. You can, if they haven't got something on the menu, just ask, and people are very accommodating. It's also too important, I think, to remember that is that as a nation, we're actually eating a lot less meat than we used to. The latest government figure says that as a nation we're eating something like 140,000 tonnes less meat than we did in 2005, and the population's actually got up by 3 million. So there's a massive movement away from meat, even people who haven't gone necessarily vegetarian and vegan, but they're cutting down meat, and milk consumption went down last year as well. So I think people are realising the animal reasons for cutting out meat. I mean, we are a nation of animal lovers, and on a personal level, I've been on to factory farms, because that's where the majority of our meat comes from. You were talking about chicken earlier. 99% of that is factory farmed in Britain, and when I went into a chicken shed, I saw all these all looked identical, all these 30,000 chickens, all looking at me, and then their individual personalities came out. And then they sound strange, but if any of us live with cats and dogs, and with a number of them, we know they have individual personalities. And I think it's understanding that, and becoming more aware of reconnecting with animals. I think it's important, because in modern life we go into supermarkets and there's attractively packaged meat on the shelves. We're very much divorced from where that comes from, and ironically that's something that we would agree with farmers on, is that people are disconnected from where their food comes from. But
we don't have a lot of time. I've just got one more point to put to you, because you're never going to stand by people eating meat completely, because it's happened since time began. Animals eat animals, we eat animals. You're never going to stop people eating meat completely, are you?
I don't know. I think if we're on the trajectory we are at the moment, then we certainly could do. I think ultimately,
you see a time where nobody eats meat.
Well, I would hope so, because I certainly think there's a moral evolution that we don't need to eat meat to be healthy and happy. In fact, it's the opposite. So what is the real excuse, really? If we love animals, and most of us do, then why do we eat them, is what I would say.
Justin, good to hear from you this morning. Thanks for your time. Justin Careswell there from Viva. What are your thoughts on that? Are you a big meat eater? Can you imagine having all of your meals without any meat? Or are you a vegan? Do you struggle to eat properly? Or is it as easy as we're being told this morning? Your thoughts, 01642 225511, or text the word tease and send your message to 81333.